Before you make your final decision, try to seek a second opinion. It is easy to be in a rush to make a decision. It is easy to keep your decision a secret. You just make the decision and nobody knew you were going to make a decision. You'd been thinking about something in your heart and you knew that I'm going to decide on what I want to do. And you made sure nobody knew about what you were thinking. Mama doesn't know about it. Daddy doesn't know about it, because part of the reason why they don't know about it is because, hey, maybe I'm worried. I don't know how they are going to feel about what I want to decide on. Maybe they're going to tell me no. Maybe they're going to tell me yes. I don't know. But I don't want nobody telling me to not do what I want to do. And so you keep your thoughts to yourself and you make a decision without seeking a second opinion. That can be very hurtful. That can hurt you. So today we are looking at the recommendation before you make your final decision, seek a second opinion. Now that second opinion is not going to be with somebody of your age. You're not gonna go ask your friend, your little friend, hey, I want to make this very important decision. What do you think about it? They are little just like you are. They don't have experience just like you don't. And so the advice they're going to give you may not be the very best. They really wish they could give you the best advice, but they don't have experience. Experience is one thing that can very much help you to make good decisions. Anybody knows what we call experience? When they say somebody has experience, what does that mean, Liron?
Experience means when you say experience, it means somebody has been doing the same thing for a long time, and
Okay.
the person knows how to do it now.
Okay. That's a very good definition. They say Liron is saying that when we say somebody is an experienced person, it means that person has been practicing that particular skill over and over, and now they have become really good at doing it. JP, go ahead. Daniel Akuma, go ahead.
Someone who's been through that situation,
Beautiful. So experience also does not completely rely only on your repeated practice of that skill. It also is just a matter of, hey, I went through this same situation before. Now I've learned my lesson. So I have experience, I've experienced what you're going through. So every parent has been through our age. Once upon a time, they were a teeny tiny baby. As big and mature as your parents are, once upon a time, they poop in their diapers. So they were little. Then they grew up. Then they were in elementary. Then they went to middle school. And then they went to high school. Every one of them. None of them was born big. Every one of them was born little. So they have lived through the life that you are living right now. So they have an experience of what you are going through. They know what it means for somebody to be on your neck telling you what is right and what is wrong. Their parents did that to them. And so they ended up responsible because somebody was there in the beginning to advise them, to tell them what to do, how to live life. So that is experience. They have been through the path that you are now going through. They have been a child, now they are parents. So they have experience. They don't have to be a child over and over and over and over for it to be called experience. They have lived through that life, just like Daniel is saying, and now they are experienced in that dimension. So before you make your final decision, you want to seek a second opinion from somebody who have had a similar experience. There's nothing that you're going through for the most part, that your parent haven't been through. We're growing up. Their bodies were changing. Yep. Everybody growing up, their bodies get to a point where they are changing. Before you know it, the boys are no longer speaking with a little voice. They start speaking because their bodies are changing. Everybody's body start changing. It's an experience. So when you were little, before you got to this age, you could run around bare butt. Right now, you cannot do it anymore because why? Your brain has developed. Now you know it's not okay for me to walk around bare butt. Your parents have the experience. So remember when we started this lesson, we did say that when you were little, you had very few responsibilities. The older you become, the more responsibilities you take up. And the more responsibilities you take up, the more you find yourself in a position to make decisions. Now, just because you are 12 doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm grown, I know all these things. I can do this by myself. No, you are 12 doesn't mean now you are old enough to know everything. As a matter of fact, nobody will know everything. Everybody will always need someone to talk to. Now you are 18 and becoming an adult. I know this, we're all getting there. Very soon, many of us will be 18. That doesn't mean you know too much. I mean, you know a lot. You've experienced a lot, but there's still so much you have no idea about. Before you make your final decision, seek a second opinion. And that opinion cannot be from your friend who is of the same age. Growing up, at your age, there are very key decisions. I think that we're going to be looking at some key decisions that people make when they start getting to your age. Decisions they didn't make when they were much younger. And now you're much older than you were before. And so it exposes you to some very key decisions. If you make the wrong one, if you didn't seek an opinion, boy, it may land you in some very big trouble. Big trouble. But before you make your final decision, seek a second opinion. Why do you have to do so? We're going to find out why you need to do so in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. Why do you have to do so? Why do you have to seek an opinion? Let's find out what Jeremiah says. Jeremiah 17, verse 9. What does it say? Who keeps bugging us when we are running our class? Let me see. Okay, so who is going to read for us? JP, your internet is lagging. Leron, your internet is lagging. Yes, we're gonna try Miss Ojang. Let's hear what Miss Ojang got to offer. Go ahead and read, girl.
What's the verse again?
Verse 9.
Jeremiah 17, verse 9, and it says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it?"
Okay, that's a very key reason why you need to seek a second opinion. Because the heart of man is deceitful and desperately wicked. The heart of man, T-Boy, come here, son. The heart of man is deceitful and desperately wicked. It says nobody can know it. The heart of man is deceitful and desperately wicked. You gotta be over this. So you could be sitting there and say, hey, I got this, I got this. Your heart is only deceiving you. There's so much you don't know. No, we're not going to be in competition with talking. Your heart is going to tell you this is simple. You know this thing. You know this thing. For instance, you're trying to make a friend. And you are feeling like, I want to ask my parents what they think about this friend. And your heart will tell you, come on, you know this friend, he's in class, she's in class. You know them. You got this. But what is going on? Your heart is just being deceitful. There is so much that your heart can mislead you. Very often when we want something, it becomes difficult for us to make a very reasonable judgment. So for instance, you want a phone. And then you've made up your mind, I want an iPhone 13. Then your mind is made up. And we're supposed to provide that phone. Maybe you're supposed to buy it by yourself. Maybe your parents are supposed to provide. Let's say you're supposed to buy that. Your mind is made up. Everything your mind is worried about is, I'm going to get that phone. And your heart tells you, you can get it, you can make it happen. You have a job. Why not? You can buy this thing. Your heart tells you that. Now, if you have shared that information with your parent, maybe they could tell you, okay, we'll check that later on, okay?
Okay.
Good. You can have my phone. Go and sit outside. Go and sit on the couch. If you have shared with your parent that, daddy, I'm planning to buy an iPhone, I have some money. Your parent may tell you, yeah, getting an iPhone is a good thing, but getting an iPhone 13, that's pretty expensive. That's pretty pricey. How much money do you have? And you say, I got 1,200. You say, no, you don't want to use all your 1,200 just to buy a phone. And they tell you a phone is a phone. You can get an iPhone 11, which is much cheaper. Then you can save a little bit of money. Then when you work more money, then you have saved more money. That if you want to have an iPhone 13, then you can have an iPhone 13 because then you still have some money saved. What do you think? And that will clarify something in your mind. Oh yeah, I don't have to use up everything that I have. I don't have to use all the money that I have just to buy one thing. Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense now that I can save part of my money and I can get a phone that I can use with part of the money. But if you didn't share that information, your heart is going to tell you, oh, it's iPhone 13. Everybody gets iPhone 13. Every kid gets iPhone 13. Why are you going to get iPhone 11? Why are you going to get a Samsung phone? Why? No, you can afford it. You have a job. You can make it. You have money. Use your money. Buy your phone. Buy just what you want. And your heart will put pressure on you because the heart is deceitful. Because the heart is wicked. Nobody can know it. The Bible tells us that everybody is right in his own eyes. It means that if it's left to you, you always think that you're right. You always think you're correct. Until you run what you're thinking by another person, until you share what you're thinking by another person, then they give you a different perspective. And then you say, oh, I thought that was the best decision I was making. Oh, now I see that there is a different way to do that. We could meet the solution to this problem through another route. Now your eyes are open to other options. So because the heart is deceitful, it is very important that when you are about to make your final decision on a subject, on a thing, you better run that information, better run what you're thinking, better run that decision by another adult who has experience and who cares about you. I know one person who cares the most about you. I know one person who cares about your well-being more than anybody else. and that's your parent. Now we're not talking about God, because that's for God. God is above and beyond, all in for your good. But God sometimes uses parents to guide us to where we need to be. So the one person you want to make sure helps you with your decision making is who? Your parent. Because they're always thinking how to make your life better. They're always worried about how you can get better. So every recommendation that we'll give you will be centered on how you could become better. How you could become better. So before you make your final decision, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Before you make your final decision, what should you do? Shalom, you are disturbing the meeting. When you make your final decision, what should you do? Nobody knew that? JP.
You should ask a grown-up that's older than you, not somebody that's your age, for an opinion on what you want to do.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful answer. Ask an opinion from an older person. That older person, okay, so the characteristic of the person you need to ask, number one, they must be older than you. Number two, what is another criteria they must meet? Another condition for the person you're going to ask them? Yes, bless.
They must have
They have to have had an experience of what you're going through. Shalom, I'll soon put you out of the meeting. Very, very soon. They must be older than you. They should have an experience. Beautiful. Number three, they care about you. They care very much about you, about your well-being. Why is it important for you to seek a second opinion? Anybody knows why? Why can't you just do what you think? Liron.
Wait, was that question, why do you have to make sure they have experience?
Okay, that was a little bit choppy. Okay. So I didn't quite get everything. Anybody else wants to try? Why do you need to share that information or seek some other opinion? Triumph, why? Danielle, go ahead.
Because they probably don't have that experience.
Because they have experience, yes. Ojam, Miss Ojam, go ahead.
Because you know that God always likes people that does the right thing, and you might not know in that particular time of life.
Good. So that's the key answer. You might not know. Your heart will be telling you, oh, you got this, oh, you know this thing. This is a simple thing, but you might not know. Because why? The heart is deceitful and wicked. He said, nobody can know. Your heart could be telling you, you got this. No, I'm going to ask my parent to know exactly if I was right. If I wasn't right, they're going to tell me. Oh, somebody needs to be assigned. What's going on? Who is this Auntie Cecilia? Okay, let me throw her in this group. What happened to Pearl? Nicholas. I don't know how old Nicholas is. Wisdom Cooper, what happened to you? So, that's the way it works. The reason why you need to run that information by your parents is because the heart is always fooling you that you got this, that you know this. And so before you know it, oh, I just made the wrong decision. Oops. Okay, guys, we're going to read another verse, and that is going to be coming from Proverbs chapter 21. Who is going to read that verse for us? Proverbs 21.
Me.
Obama is going to read Proverbs chapter 21, verse number 2, 3, and 4. Pearl, what's going on? You're not focusing, Pearl. Okay. Are you there, Obama? We're listening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To do what is right and just is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice. Haughty eyes and a proud heart, the employed field of the wicked produce sins.
Good. Doing what is right is always preferable than sacrifice. JP, go ahead and read. Let me hear. You have a question? Okay, JP is not hearing us.
Okay, looks like our session is over.
No, it's not over, Uncle Simon.
Okay.
Somebody was asking for help. I don't know. So, yeah.
Pastor Moses,
Yes.
why did you leave the other class?
Okay, guys. Sorry about that, Uncle Si. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Okay, so God gave you another answer.
Jacob, I say, go ahead and read that Proverbs. Do you have your Bible with you? Okay, you don't. Okay, I want somebody who has clear internet to read that again for us. I heard what Obama read. I want a different translation. Obama, you have another translation or the same?
Another one.
Bro, do you have your Bible? Obama, let's go. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 2, 3, and 4. David, do you have your Bible? Hand up.
Yes.
Okay. JP, JP, did you read? Obama, yeah, go ahead. JP, are you there? Go ahead and read. Who is there? Anybody who is there should read.
Okay, my version is New Living Translation, and okay, Proverbs 21, verse 2 to 4. People may be right in their own eyes, but the Lord examines their heart. The Lord is more pleased when we...
People may be right in their own eyes. People may be right in their own eyes. So when you look at things only from the perspective of your own eyes, you will always think that I'm right, everybody else is wrong. Why is everybody not liking what I'm doing? Why is everybody complaining about what I'm doing? How is it not correct what I'm doing? When you look at things through your own eyes, you always feel like you are the one that is correct. Keep going, JP.
Okay, verse 3. The Lord is more pleased when you do what is right and just than when we offer him sacrifices.
That's correct. What's 4?
Okay. Verse 4. Haughty eyes, a proud heart, and evil actions are all sin.
Okay. Haughty eyes. It means you see a thing and you really, really want to do it, and there's nothing that is going to stop you, but you just want to get it done. You're not going to listen. You just want it done. That's a haughty eyes. And a proud look. Those are sinful. God doesn't like that. So before you make your final decision, make sure an older person, an experienced person, a person who cares about your well-being gives their opinion about that. And who is one person who meets all those three criteria? They are older, they care about you, and they have experience. Who is one person who has that criteria, who meets those criteria? Who is that person who meets those criteria? Excel.
Yes.
Say yes. Ijokobasi.
Yes.
Oh, I don't expect an answer. I'm not waiting for a yes or a no. I'm waiting for the answer. I'm not going to ask the question again. Some people are not listening. Who? Shekina.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm waiting for the answer.
I didn't hear the answer. I mean, the question.
Anna.
Yes, Uncle Moses.
What's the answer?
I didn't really hear it. I was in the bathroom.
Let's see. Samuel, what's the answer?
Your mom or your dad?
Your mom and your dad. Thank you very much for listening carefully, Sam. The question was, who is the one person who meets those three criteria? What are the three criteria we talked about, guys? Triumph. What is one of them? I can't hear you, sir. What is one of them? Shekina, what's one of them? Sharon, what's one of the criteria?
To make sure that they have the experience in the situation that you're going through.
They have experience with the situation that you're going through. Thank you so much, Sharon. Shalom, what's the other criteria? Daniel, what's the other criteria?
They're older than you.
Okay, that's Danielle. Okay, I was calling that. Okay, thank you very much, Danielle. They're older than you. That's the other criteria. They have experience. They're older than you. Allison, you want to try the third? No? Yes? No? Okay. Yes, Miss Ojong.
They have learned their lessons.
They have learned their lessons and so they have the experience. Okay. Number three criteria. Shalom, go ahead.
They know more than you.
Okay, that's still the experience. What's the other criteria, David and
They care about your well-being.
they care about your well-being. They have experience, so they have experience of what you're going through. They are older, they care about your well-being. There's one person that meets those criteria. Who is that one person? Shekina. Pearlie.
Dad.
Your parents. Thank you very much, Pearl. Your parents are those people, are the one people that meet those criteria. Okay,